Magic Makers. I'm Mom Birella.
And I'm CJ Peterson. Welcome to Magic Making Mischief. We got some cool stuff going on for you for this year. But before we begin, we're going to be talking to Artists in Arms, Amelia Templeton. But we got to get our wands to the ready. So we solemnly swear we're up to no good. Before we start, I want to do major congratulations to Mom Birella, who actually has reached over 23,000 on YouTube. Yay!
Oh my gosh. And congratulations to CJ Peterson, who hit her first 1,000 on YouTube. Woo!
Hey, super excited. Thank you guys so much. Today we have the privilege of talking to Amelia Templeton, who has to do with Artists in Arms. Welcome, Amelia.
Hi.
Can you basically give everybody kind of an overview? What is Artists in Arms?
All right. The most basic answer, elevator pitch I can give you is that we are a nonprofit and we work with veterans who are interested in or work within the creative fields.
Okay. So why did you start this, the Artist in Arms? What inspired this? Where does it come from?
All right. Well, I'm a veteran myself. I'm a United States Marine Corps veteran. I did 5 years, tour in Iraq, all the things. I was injured, medically retired after 5 years. Big bummer. But I went back into working in theater from there, got a degree in theater. Kind of looked around in theater one day, love all my artist friends, but I was sort of missing that military camaraderie. So I started looking for an organization that catered to veterans and the arts. And I discovered that Houston, Texas doesn't really have that organization. And so we kind of got together and we just started it. The reason we decided that it wasn't just me, it wasn't just important to me. I realized it was super important to our military veteran community as a whole, because when you look back through history, this is going to be a really long-winded answer, so
No worries.
But when you look back through history, our oldest art that we currently have, it almost all deals with some sort of battle. You look at the cave paintings, they are depictions of hunts, they're depictions of different battles that people were in. You look at the old epic poems, the Iliad, the Odyssey, Gilgamesh, all of those things. It's all these Beowulf. It's battles. It's soldiers, it's, naval battles and, ships and fighting monsters and going to war, the Iliad, it's all the Trojan War, right? And so I kind of got to thinking that throughout history, our warriors have reconnected with society through the arts, through telling our stories. It's how we process, it's how we come back and relate to our families, to our friends who didn't serve, and to each other through generations. I can talk with a Vietnam War era Marine and we're going to have similar boot camp stories, and they're going to make fun of me because boot camp's different than it was in that era. And, I'm going to tease them, and then we're both going to tease the people who are going through boot camp right now. It's generations. But we can relate to each other. We have similar lived experiences. And when we can get together and experience art, either going to watch a play or writing some poetry or painting some pictures or making sock puppets, just doing it for fun, it gives us connection, it gives us creativity, it gives us a chance to create rather than destroy, and it offers some intrinsic healing value to us. So
awesome. Arms of the Ride says, congratulations, ladies, on your success. Artists in Arms is a great organization.
Indeed. Okay. Thank you. And that's really awesome, Amelia. I'd never thought about it that way, but you're right. Yeah, like a lot of the original art and even literature stuff, some of the most epic stories are based off of basically veteran experiences. Yeah, that is amazing. I never thought about it like that before. That is a brilliant point.
yeah, when you read the Odyssey, Odysseus is dealing with PTSD. You know,
Right.
like it's such a through line throughout history and throughout different cultures too. You know.
We were talking before we started, and I mentioned my husband and the fact that he did poetry to kind of help with his PTSD. And I asked you, is it just actual art that you work with, or is it other mediums? How does that?
Yeah, that's a great question. We actually get that question a lot. You know, the name Artists in Arms, a lot of people, when they think of art, they think studio art, they think fine art, drawing, painting, maybe sculpting. But what what I've come to realize through working in theater, and theater is super collaborative, right? If you don't have sets and costumes and sound and lighting and everything else, you have a person standing in the dark emoting at themselves, right? and and it's, no shade towards actors. I'm an actor myself, but to create the most beautiful artwork, it's best when it's collaborative. You've got the voice of the author, you've got the voice of the actor coming in, you've got the voice of the costumer and the lighting designer, and you know, you've got all of these people putting their heart and their bits of their soul into it. It becomes this gorgeous collaborative thing. And every one of those people is an artist, right? And when I look at the world, you know, on a bigger scale, I see that an architect is an artist, a floral designer is an artist, the person who designs cars is an artist. Have you seen the lines on some of these vehicles? They're beautiful. A baker is an artist, a brewer, a vintner. Art is not just drawing. It's not just painting. It is certainly those things, but it's also storytelling in any way. It's creative expression in any form. So I like to say, if you have created something with your hands, with your mind, with your voice, that didn't exist before you, you've made art, right? So
Nice.
Very cool.
yeah.
Before we move on, Rye Ag says, my grandfather's a Vietnam vet, really got into art after he retired and used the GI Bill to get an art degree. He has some haunting jungle paintings still hanging in his house till this day.
I'd love to.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. You know, and you don't have to do formal art therapy, although I certainly think it's a wonderful program to go through. We don't offer that. We do not have a licensed therapist on staff. Even if you're not doing formal art therapy, experiencing art in any way is therapeutic, right?
Mhm.
So if I go watch Henry V with other people who've been in combat, I'm getting a really different experience than when I go and watch it with my college friends, right? Because we're going to laugh at different things, you know? We're going to be like, oh, we know that guy, you know, Lieutenant's flapping his gums again. And there's going to be jokes in there and things that our civilian friends just right over their heads, which is fine.
Right.
And that's what, you know, makes the world beautiful, is these different lived experiences. But there's something special about going and doing these things with other people who have been to combat or even just been to boot camp. You know, not every veteran has deployed to a combat zone. We certainly invite veterans of all backgrounds, demographics, ages, to come and be with us doing our stuff together, you know.
That's awesome. What is one of the most unusual artistic forums that y'all have gotten to work with somebody on?
Sock puppets.
That's awesome.
I love puppets. I did a whole unit on puppets in college. They are extremely useful, not only for people with trauma, because you can kind of get outside of yourself, because, oh, it's not me talking about it. It's the puppet. It's Francis. Francis is, you know, they're great for children. And there's just an inherent silliness to puppets. And sock puppets are one of the most accessible, easiest and fun to make types of puppets for me. Anybody can take a sock and well, not anybody can put it on their hands. Some people don't have hands. But you can put it on your foot, I guess. But yeah, they're pretty accessible. Most people can, find a sock around and create something. And you can have a lot of fun with it. So we actually do a sock puppet workshop. We just had our first one in December. We'll be doing another one in February, I think, down at the Orange Show in South Houston. We provide all the materials. You can bring your kids. It's really for adults, but you can bring your kids. We always try to do family-friendly events because I was a single parent for a while, and I know how difficult it can be to do things if I can't bring my kid.
Nice.
And we just walk you through. We kind of help you make a sock puppet. It's very silly. It's very fun. No wrong answer. And our hope is to get enough sock puppets made that we can eventually do sock puppet Shakespeare.
Oh, nice. That's awesome.
We'll do about a 10-minute Shakespeare play, and we'll record it, online, and we'll edit it together, and we'll have sock puppets acting out all the characters. But we've got to get some adults out to our workshops to realize the dream.
Very
right.
cool. The other thing we talked about in the beginning is that creativity runs the gamut.
Yeah.
There are many different forms of them. You even mentioned like making mead as a form of creativity. Whatever it is that you're being creative with. Another thing you mentioned is the collaborative effort between the different vets. So it's not just coming in and doing it, you're connecting with other vets. So like, for example, my husband's poetry can connect with an artist. Can you talk a little more about that?
Absolutely. When we talk to our beneficiaries, the people who've come to our events and participated with us in some of our galleries and things, we ask them, what are you really hoping to get out of Artists in Arms? Because we need the feedback, because we want to know, like, are we providing a valuable service, and how can we do better? One of the most common answers we get is that they're looking for camaraderie. They're looking to hang out with other veterans. They're looking to talk to people who've been in it, as it were, who get it. And, maybe we won't ever discuss our service while we're doing the activity. But if there's some kind of offhand joke or something about boot camp or this or that, you're going to get a laugh, which is nice. It's just nice. It's nice to be able to kind of let your guard down about some of those things sometimes, because we tend to keep it really bottled up a lot of the time, because we don't want to stress our families out with things that they may or may not know how to process or deal with. So we just don't, so it's kind of nice to be able to be like,
I've noticed, I've noticed whenever military veterans do get together, there is like a different stream to the conversation, because it's like, I love that though. It's like there's almost an immediate sense of camaraderie, just being together. And so I can see like offering that type of option of places and times for them to be able to get together and do something creative like that they enjoy doing, allowing that to be a time to come together, create a community in its own right. I love that.
Yeah.
Radioactive Jealousy, World Leading Therapy Plus says. Mom Birella, wasn't there something about an event or something?
Oh, yes. An upcoming event. What do you have on the books, Amelia, for Artists in Arms right now?
Like I mentioned, we're going to be doing another sock puppet workshop. Those are fun. You can find those on the website. The big thing we have coming up is in April, we are doing our first annual fundraiser. A lot of arts organizations will do galas where everybody gets all dressed up in their black tie, affair, gorgeous gowns and beautiful things, and they come into these themed banquets and they eat these fancy dinners and ride in limos, and it's all very swanky and cool, and that's fantastic. But we're not really swanky, fancy, cool people. So what we have decided is what we're calling the anti-gala. Wear jeans and t-shirts, wear your pajamas. We honestly don't care. At least wear pants though, or
Wear
bottom.
pants.
Um,
Shorts work.
Wear a kilt. We don't care, but we are doing a crawfish in colors. So I mentioned I'm a Marine. My spouse is also a Marine. We think we're hilarious. So we're doing crawfish colors. Everything is edible, crayons and all.
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's awesome.
So
it's a Marine thing.
It's a Marine thing. But we actually were given some edible crayons from Mill Treat.
Hilarious.
Ready to eat. So they are they're really delicious, high quality Belgian white chocolate crayons. You can color with them, or you can eat them.
Really?
And we're gonna have some of those in our auction, so people have a chance to win those.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, we're doing an anti-gala. It's gonna be crawfish boil. It's at a veteran-owned brewery in Jersey Village called Senate Avenue Brewing Company. It's on Sunday, April 7th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Details are on our website. We also have links through Facebook and Instagram to our, ticket sales thing on GiveBuddy. But it should be fun. We're gonna have a veteran-owned crawfish vendor out there. The brewing company is family friendly and dog friendly on the patio. So service animals and just buddies are welcome as long as they're leashed. Children don't have to stay leashed, but it is a brewery, so there is beer, but they also have non-alcoholic drinks for our friends who do not imbibe and for our kiddos who do not imbibe. I hope. They have Kool-Aid and stuff. They also do serve some ciders and wines and things for those who don't care for beer. And soft drinks and food. So there's even food options for people who don't like crawfish or have shellfish allergies. The brewery does like hamburgers and actually pretty good food. So they'll have a limited kitchen menu available as well. But we'll be doing small displays of all of our programs. We'll have our art car out there. We'll have a small pop-up gallery out there with some veteran art on display.
Oh, neat.
We will have a supply drive for Operation Game Changer, which is a fantastic program that I'm very excited to talk about. So we'll have a supply drive, we'll have some silent auction items, and we're working on getting live music. We don't have a band secured yet, so I'm not going to say we definitely will have it, but we'll at least have a DJ if we don't have a live band. So
I might know a few that I could maybe help out. Let's see. Talk about that later.
Yeah, and so
what is that?
Tickets went on sale in November. They just went up in price. So if you missed the early bird sale, they are now $100 a piece, if I recall correctly. My marketing guy has been on that. And they include, I think, 2 pounds of crawfish, 2 drink tickets, and an entry into a door raffle. Or raffle. Yeah.
Awesome.
So
we will be there. So I'm looking forward to going. We got our tickets the other day.
A lot of fun. We try to make it a little more. So some of the galas, they're fantastic, but they can be a little pricey. Sometimes a seat at a table is $500 or more.
Right.
So we started it at $100 because we wanted to make it more accessible to more people. To be able to come and support our mission, because we know that there's a lot of people who would love to come to these events and support the mission, but they just, you got a young family, maybe you're on a single income. That's, it can be a lot. So we're hoping that the $100 price tag makes it a little easier to get people in there and have fun.
I love that you do. I love that you do things family friendly because, like, a lot of ones like us, like when we had our kids were with us everywhere we went. And now they're a little older, so they can kind of do their own thing now. But like when they were little, if we went somewhere, they were with us, you know? It's like, so I totally get it. If it wasn't family friendly, we'd be like, well, we're not coming,
Yeah.
you know?
And I'm not sure. I think on this one, it's you can bring your kids, but you have to buy your kid a ticket.
Right.
You know,
Obviously. Yeah.
and I believe their tickets are the same price, and you just, you're gonna have to eat part of their 2 pounds of crawfish. Darn.
Darn the luck.
So excited. So what date is this again, and where is it?
The date was Sunday, April 7th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. And the location is at Senate Avenue Brewing Company in Jersey Village.
Okay. And one thing you mentioned that you said you're excited to talk about, but you kind of slimmed over it, was Game Changer. What is that?
So Operation Game Changer is sort of my personal pet project through Artists in Arms. It is it's a second service opportunity for our veterans. So a lot of us, we're called to serve. We serve our country. We do our time. And then through either injury or exhaustion, or just, you do your 20 years and then you retire at 38. We have a lot of time left on our hands, and we still have that call to serve our country, serve our communities, serve our fellow, siblings in arms, whoever. And so second service opportunities are those moments where our veteran community continues to serve, continues to give back. They're super important for our continued mental health, for building that camaraderie, getting out of the house, having things to do. So what we're starting at Artists in Arms is giving back through the arts. We're doing Operation Game Changer. We're starting with 2 missions. One are going to be supply drops, and one are going to be gear drops. Supply drops will be where we work with local schools to supply their art classrooms.
Nice.
A lot of art
Cool.
teachers, and in public schools and private schools, a lot of art teachers are supplying their own art supplies. We have some friends who do workshops with teachers, and they've gone into classrooms and they don't have paper and pencils because there's no budget. There's just $0 in the arts budget. It's the first thing to get cut in a lot of schools, and the last thing to get refunded a lot of the times. The arts kind of suffer a lot from budget cuts. So what we're wanting to do is, work with area schools and art teachers to supply their classrooms for a semester. So we will do supply drives and donations where we will take a crate full of the ammo of creativity, crayons, paper, pencils, scissors, whatever that classroom needs, and we will donate it to the school. A lot of times that will also come with the option of having one of our veterans teach a quick workshop to the kids. Might be drawing,
love that. That's awesome.
puppet making, might be something silly. That'll be dependent on the school and background checks and all of the boring red tape stuff that goes with that. And then gear drops is phase 2 of that program. We want to build and deliver one UIL basic unit set to a school that participates in UIL One Act Play. Okay. So when you do One Act Play in Texas, there's a car in front of me that just started their very loud engine. Hi, guy. Have a nice day.
You gotta love it. While you're taking a quick breather, Jordan Avant said, "Wow," when you were talking about the art classes. Mm-hmm. So that's pretty cool. I'm loving that. So,
yeah,
UI
project. So I'm really excited to get it off the ground. We've been sort of putting the infrastructure in place to get that figured out. So yeah, phase 2 of that, which is a much bigger endeavor, involves the UIL One Act Play set. So when you participate in One Act Play, there's a certain type of set you have to use via the rules. It's called the basic unit set. And It all has to be built to certain specifications, a very strict size guidance, has to be painted a certain color, medium gray. And it's only certain pieces that you can use. Want to purchase one is around $6,000 the last time I looked.
Wow.
One of my best friends was a theater teacher. Her annual budget was $300.
Oh,
And for
wow.
$300, she has to pay royalties to do a play, because you have to pay to use a script, unless you're doing Shakespeare, or something public domain. But a lot of times,
Yeah.
the kids want to do Cinderella or something. So you have to pay royalties for your script. You have to buy costumes. You have to pay for lighting. Sometimes you have to rent the auditorium from your own school.
Oh, wow.
Seriously?
Yeah, it just depends on the school. Sometimes there's different things in place. So there are a lot of high schools out there that they can't afford the basic set, so they rehearse without it. Then they go to competition. Now the kids are performing on it for the first time. That can throw off, because you've rehearsed and rehearsed, on a flat surface, and now you're on ramps and steps, and where you just did it all, and that can often put you at a competitive disadvantage. Well, the winning schools are the ones that get the funding, just like in sports. So sort of a self-perpetuating cycle there that my school went through when I was in high school, doing one act play. So I've lived that very deeply. And yeah, we want to build and donate 1 unit set to a school in the greater Houston area per year.
Nice.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Oh, I love that.
Would have veteran volunteers come in. They would help us build it. So we would be teaching some basic carpentry skills.
Oh, wow.
And have a team that would assemble that. And then we would, deliver it to the school. And we'll have to figure out how the schools apply for it and all of those things. But that is a program that it would be a little more pricey. It'll be a few $1,000s just to purchase the lumber. And, give a little stipend to an instructor to teach the carpentry skills. So
this is something that you're wanting to do as part of Artist in Arms, like kind of under that canopy. That's awesome. That's amazing.
Program through
That's
Artist.
awesome. Okay. We actually only have a couple more minutes here. I know. CJ's about to remind me. I wanted to mention before we wrap it up that you'll also do some fundraisers at events like Terror Fest and Kimo Kawaii, where you do an art auction. And these are some that we've actually won in the art auctions in the last couple of years.
How are you guys connected?
Yeah, and so that's where we actually met. I think it was Kimo Kawaii the first time, because I've been at all of them. I love that one. And so these were all ones that artists that were there on site actually made, and then they auctioned them off for the nonprofit for Artists in Arms. And so that is an awesome addition.
We have a sponsorship, partnership with Silverback Events, who runs Kimo Kawaii, Terror Fest, and the upcoming Quiltopia that I'm really excited about. And yeah, they have us come in. We run the art auction. It's a lot of fun. We offer discounted table spaces to veteran artists, as long as they agree to participate in the auction. That is usually announced through the Silverback Events websites, through Kimo Kawaii or Terror Fest. That's a really good spot to come and connect with us. Myself, I'm usually there. My spouse is usually there. His name is Josh. Sometimes we have some helpers that come out, but it's always a good time. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on today. For those who want to learn more about Artists in Arms, you can head over to the website www.artistinarms.org. So make sure to check them out. Make sure to check out their upcoming anti-gala and see if there are areas that you can help out, or if you're a veteran and you're looking to connect, it's a great way to connect with other veterans. So make sure to check them out. Next week, we're going to be having Jay Hickman, who Mommy's going to have to explain who he is.
He is a voice actor, and he did Muto from Princess Tutu, but he's done numerous others. But that is our absolute favorite, and that is a great gateway anime. If you say you don't like anime, but you like kind of the fantasy genre, like that's an like really simply one to get into.
Awesome. Well, we're kind of slightly over time, so Mombi, everybody, get your
Uh,
to the ready. Mombi, take us out.
Thank you so much for joining us again, Amelia. Make sure y'all check out Artists in Arms because there also is a festival coming up possibly this year in the works. So keep an eye out for information about that as well. There's no details yet, so we haven't shared too much on it. But love you guys and happy 2024. Here's to a wonderful year. Till next time, mischief managed. Bye.